Hello, listeners. Welcome back to the second episode of the Audacity Podcast. I'm Rachel, and I'm joined today with my co-hosts, Heather and Haley. There they are.
Hey.
Been a day.
All right, we're jumping right into it. We're just talking about our lists of icks and red flags. Heather, you said you started it.
Yeah, so some icks.
Okay.
These are random. I just started thinking about things that had annoyed me in the last 24 hours. Hanging their keys on their belt loop.
I find that kind of sexy.
God, it's so
kind of problematic.
Yeah, no, it's nope.
It's kind of like a janitor,
that's
hot.
Hot. I don't care. I don't even think about that. I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't know why.
Okay.
Throwing up drunk, guys who can't handle their alcohol, throwing up is just, I don't know. Throwing up in general is just gross to me.
Rachel.
Not because of me, something that we've witnessed. Okay, I don't throw up drunk. I throw up drunk once every 5 years, 5 to 10.
Same,
yeah,
so seldom.
That was an ick.
Obviously peeing the bed, peeing themselves, no. Falling while drunk, don't fall.
No.
Don't trip on yourself. Just keep it together.
What did you do this weekend?
That's what happened.
No,
that's 24 hours.
I did nothing like this actually.
A frat party?
No, I was at my son's baseball tournament all weekend. I spent 11 hours at the baseball field on Sunday.
Beautiful.
So quite the opposite. I was just thinking, what are they? Oh, chewing too loud, aggressively slurping soup.
I might be a slurper though. So
here's the thing.
Gang.
When no one's around, slurp. But not, I don't know. Hunched over their food in a group. It's one thing if you're just I don't know, man. Just manners.
Yeah, my man's hungry though, so.
What?
Yeah, what? Blowing your nose at the table is another one. Or around me while I'm eating in general.
I just feel like you're the mom of a 9-year-old boy is what's going on.
And he doesn't do any of these things. So if my 9-year-old doesn't do these things,
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
Anyways,
I have one to add to this list. Men have on their dating profile that their love language is physical touch. That's such an ick.
I have another one for
what?
To really jump on that one. On Hinge where it says, not sure what my dating goals are. Or figuring out my dating goals.
Yeah.
It's what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Figuring out your dating goals is terrible.
Well, I think that just obviously is it depends on how much I like you. AKA
obvious what that means.
Yeah.
That means that they want to hook up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is okay. Then just say that.
I don't know. I went on my first.
Oh yeah.
I know. I want to hear about this. Let's go.
Dating app date this past weekend in a very long time. It was good. Turns out 47 is not too old for me.
Oh.
It was cute. It was fun. We went to dinner. We had more drinks. I went home like a lady.
Regrettable.
And that was it. I mean, he definitely tried. No.
Not this, Rachel.
Yeah, but I do plan on doing some more dating, if you will. I'm excited. Okay, I saw this thing on TikTok right before we jumped on here.
And
I want to do it with you guys. It's called the Build a Boyfriend Challenge.
Oh, okay. I'm game.
Boy. So there are 5 characteristics. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there are 5 characteristics that I'm going to list. And from those 5 characteristics, you can pick 2 only to build your perfect boyfriend or man or whatever. Heather, we know you're married, so
I only get 2. Hey, man.
Figurative. Yeah. Or there's a 6th category that you can only choose that one. Okay. So I'll list the 5 and you can choose. Okay. There's going to be 5. You can choose
Okay.
two from, or a sixth, that's the only one you can choose. Okay.
Okay.
So, consistently really good in bed.
Okay.
Wink, wink. Okay. Is over 6 feet tall. Has an incredible sense of humor. Is financially generous. And or fits into your family and social life perfectly. So from those 5, I can read them again if you want. You can pick 2. You can pick 2, or the 6th one that you can only choose one is it's just a guy from your past, like a real guy, who gets to remain anonymous, but you have to say that that's what it is.
That's not it.
She's like,
so I guess we'll go back to the 5.
What are the 5 again?
Okay. Good in bed, over 6 feet tall, great sense of humor, financially generous, or fits into your family and social life perfectly. What would you say?
I would say, I don't know what financially generous means. Does that mean just like financially secure, or just like kind with what he has?
Yeah, like I think that just means like isn't stingy with money and is like willing to treat you when the time's appropriate.
I could treat myself. Yeah, I would say 3 and 5.
So incredible sense of humor and fits into your family and social life perfectly.
Yeah, because man, 5 is like, whew, you can come with
5 for sure. 5 without a doubt.
Yeah. If I mean, again, this is hypothetical, right? But like, hi, 3 kids.
Yeah.
Crazy big family. Like, that's
and if
important.
He fits right in, that's really great.
It is really great. And then like a sense of humor, like over 6 feet.
The hottest.
Come on, who cares?
Yeah. Sense of humor is the sexiest.
It really is like a good sense of humor. Someone that can keep you laughing, because you're not like, a lot of other things are fleeting,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Haley, what are yours?
Well, I'm not going to copy you, so I'll just go the Scorpio route and say number 1 and 5.
Listen, 1 is so important. 1 is like a close. I would say 3 is the most important, but like 1 and 5 are almost. Like, because listen, like at the end of the day, if you and my mom don't get along, at least I know we're good at home, right?
Facts, though. Facts.
Yeah,
facts. What about you, Rachel? You go.
Mine is a random guy from the past that's going to remain anonymous.
Wow.
For the plot.
Wow. Wow. Does he know? Like, if he's watching, does he know?
Do we know?
I hope that they all think that they're the one.
Oh, that's
I'm just kidding.
There she is.
No, he knows, probably.
I feel like I know. Do we know?
What?
No.
I have no.
No?
Maybe you guys know. You guys probably know. No. You guys could probably guess within 3 guesses.
No. Yeah, I think so.
No, I am shooketh right now. I have known you since I'll say this again, probably once an episode, but like since we were 12. And I couldn't even name one person that I would think you'd even want to maybe attempt to entertain, let alone someone you would surpass 1 through 5 for.
Well, what if they're all 5?
Wow. Again, don't know who that person could be.
But the person does get to remain anonymous. So, for the story.
Wow. I'm okay. We can move on, because I could spend a while on this one.
I have a guess. Anyways, let's go on.
I mean,
yeah, I love that everyone's a little bit rattled by my answer, because
I'm so rattled.
I'm even a little rattled.
I'm so rattled. All right. Rude.
Well then, what else have you guys been up to? What did you guys do this weekend?
Everything.
Yeah, tell us about your weekend, Haley.
I went literally everywhere you could possibly go in LA. Like, I did all the things. I saw all the people. Yeah, it's not great.
No, elaborate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just don't know who in their right mind goes to Venice, West Hollywood, Beverly Hills, all in one night, just hitting up the rounds. I saw like multiple friend groups, almost got in a fight.
On the street?
No, girl tried to fight.
No. Yeah. Learned a lot of lessons. Yeah, though this girl, the story is really not that good. But yeah, basically Instagram will really get you in trouble. Even though I did not do anything wrong. We'll just put it there. Ladies, be careful because it's not always what it looks like. Just putting that out there.
Never gets me in trouble. I'm such a little angel on Instagram.
Because you're like so secretive.
I am.
Yeah, I am still really. Wow.
I live in silence.
That's smart.
You can't even tag you and things.
I know.
It's really odd.
You can't.
Yeah, but I never slip up.
No.
Yeah. And the rest
Kids,
of us.
take notes. Yeah, mine wasn't very eventful. Baseball tournament all weekend. They won the championship, which is great. Got their little fake metal rings, which is cool. But yeah, man, they're long days. Travel baseball it's cool. It's fun. It's awesome. My son loves it, so I do it, but it's a commitment for sure. And prior to filming, I flooded half of my house, which was stressful and eventful. I was actually bleaching baseball pants in my laundry room sink and simultaneously trying to get kids in the bath and start dinner. And I left the sink running in the laundry room.
Oh my God. I thought you like flooded your actual...
I thought it was the washer.
No,
you just left the faucet on? I
just have that much going on. And I'm like, damn, like that's so loud. What's so loud? Cooking dinner, talking. My mom's over. And like 30 minutes later, I'm like, I need to shut the because I had the washer going and the dryer as well, like always a load. And I was like, man, it's so loud. And I like walked towards the kitchen and past the kitchen, it's like slush, slush, slush. I was like, oh no. It's like wet all throughout the hallway into the laundry room.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
God's plan.
How was your weekend, Rachel?
It was good. I went on a solo date.
Yes.
Yesterday. Okay, I went on like a non-solo date Saturday night. Good times, not much to report back. He asked me to hang again, but it's like in 2 weeks from now. So
okay, can we talk about that for a second?
That's like yeah, I'm gonna go on a lot of dates between now and then.
Good, right? As you should. Build
even
that
figuratively.
Build that roster. That roster. No, but here's the thing. What is up with I was talking to a girlfriend who is newly single. She's actually divorced. And she was saying, she's like two guys that she's kind of entertaining. She hasn't introduced their kids or anything. And she's like, all of these unfulfilled, like intentional, like, oh, I want to hang out. I want to do this. Let's do this. But then it's like, oh, I'm not like, she says like one guy, he'll message her all day, but then like doesn't want to hang out or like doesn't make the effort and he's doing all of these other things. And like to your point, like, oh, I'll see you in 2 weeks. It's like, I don't know. I know damn well that when Matt and I first started dating, like we hung out and then the next night we went to the movies and then the next morning he was like, can I take you to breakfast? And like didn't even spend the night, but like, hey, can you meet me for breakfast? Like, where is the intention? Like
it's hard. It's
like
weird.
if you want to spend time with someone, if you like someone, like I don't feel like I hear about that anymore. It's this like long game, tease, dangle the carrot, like, oh, what are you doing? That's cool. Like, are you free this week? Or, like, what are your plans this week? Are you available? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm really tired. Like, what the fuck? Like,
okay, well, you guys know I took that like one spontaneous date where some guy was like, what are you doing tonight? Like, let's go for a drink. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Be there. Whatever. He doesn't show up. Goes viral on TikTok, right? When I tell the story. I got dragged in the comments of that TikTok by women being like, oh my God, never go on a same day date. Like it shows that you don't value your time, like blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, whoa, what
No.
like what happened to like a tiny bit of spontaneity, like a tiny bit of like
Excitement,
romance, like a kind of like a little bit of like what's gonna happen. Like I already, when someone's like, what are you doing this weekend? I'm like, oh, it's Monday. I don't think that far in advance. Like that's just hard for me. Someone is asking, like, he was like, what are you doing in 2 weeks from now? I was like, oh, I haven't really like locked down that weekend yet, but I'll get back to you like once I'm closer. Like planning that far out, it just feels weird. But yeah, Heather, you're right. There's like a lack of like,
intention is the right word.
Yeah, or intensity, right? Like there's
both,
there's no intensity or like passion or interest or whatever, which those are important things when you're like meeting someone new. You have to have like that spark of like, let's just run away right now. Let's just like go somewhere and do something right now. And if it's not like that, like I don't know if it's for me.
We
talked about this last week. Like I need an unhealthy obsession. Otherwise,
listen, I don't even know if it's an unhealthy obsession. I feel like if I were in the dating game again, that it would be, especially because I have such limited time. Like it would have to be like, what are you doing? When can I see you? Like full court press, or it's nothing.
Yeah.
And listen, like take my cues, like, oh, I'm not really sure, then okay, cool, back off. But like if you're interested, then be interested. Be about it. Like, what is this like? Oh, what are your plans? Oh, I'm not sure. I'm free Thursday. I'm free Thursday and Friday. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, maybe next week. Like what?
Yeah.
You could miss me on all of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like I've heard that from a lot of people actually.
It's like
the dating apps. Like, but my situation's kind of weird like that right now where
what?
I don't know. We had a really good first date and then we had plans to hang out after, and then it's kind of just
fizzled
a little bit. Yeah. But it's weird because I'll just not like, I'll let it go for a while and he'll reach out, or like vice versa. But now I'm just confused what we're doing.
Wait, what was that test thing that you told me about when he like wasn't?
There's a 3-day rule. So I heard this on TikTok. I think it was TikTok or Instagram, but it was basically like you just don't talk to the person for 3 days.
Okay.
And if like the test is if they reach out to you within the 3 days, then obviously they're still interested in like thinking about you and clearly want something to happen. If not, why do you want to talk to anybody that isn't talking to you for 3 days? I do kind of like that little test because it does make sense where it's, if you have so much access to other people within 3 days, if that person isn't like, I wonder what they're doing, or, I feel like I want to reach out to them, then yeah, if they don't, then move on. Like,
totally. What could possibly be your excuse?
Exactly.
Other
hoes.
Yeah.
How hard is it to fucking
You're
copy
busy
and paste?
with other bitches.
Copy and paste that shit. Like, that's how I know.
Okay, let's not teach that behavior.
For me, I don't think I just would be like, I will probably join the spinsters, I'm spinster for life and travel solo and like.
Yeah, but that's.
You know what I was thinking?
I feel like that's where we're at.
You know what I was thinking though? After I went on this date, I got home and I was like, wow, it's going to take someone really fucking spectacular to take me away from the freedom that I have right now.
As it should.
I can go and do literally anything, and I have no one being like, where are you? What time are you going to come home?
Yeah.
Who are you with? Send me your location. Send me a picture. What's going on? Like, I have no jealousy. I have no accountability. I have nothing. And like that, I mean, to some people, being single is like the worst thing that could possibly happen to you. But that level of freedom of not having an accountability and like just getting to do whatever you want inside your home at any given point is so, like, it's not so freeing, but it's a level of freedom that I know a lot of people don't have. Yeah, I got peace, girl.
It's called peace.
No, I feel that way too.
Like, I get to do whatever I want, whenever I want.
Yeah, I would hold on to that. And also, that's another thing that I just is wild to me. The like sharing of location.
I have my location shared.
We have each other.
Just with my friends. Like,
Yeah.
Mike, Kay, Natalie.
We did that on purpose for date reasons.
Which makes sense. I'm saying like in a relationship, like if you're out of town or out of the country, or like you're in a situation where like, okay, you're getting tipsy and you're in an Uber and you're alone. I understand those situations maybe, but like I have heard of friends or relationships where they're like have to share their location 24/7 to like where you're taking too long at the store, or like what are you doing here, and like that to me is just
too
like
much.
Well, I think it depends on the relationship. If you have to do that, there's a reason you're doing that.
Right. I was gonna say, like, that level of trust, you can't go to the grocery store without your location shared is a lot.
Right. And so for me, I'm just like,
that's also like a parent level of like surveillance, right? So it's like, it might not even be a trust thing, but it's like, if you can't just trust them to go to the grocery store, like do something, you know, like you have to surveil like it's your child.
100%.
Right? That's
100%. There's something else going on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say in my last sort of the most toxic situationship, I did at one point share my location because I don't know where I was going and what I was doing. So I shared my location and then I just like never turned it off. And then when we would, no, but it was good though. Because when we would get in like little arguments or something, or we'd be in a fight, he'd be like, "Where are you?" And I would lie. Like knowing like damn well that he knows that's my location.
And you knew that he knew?
Yeah, but he thought that I forgot.
Right.
And then so like one day, like 8 months later, he's like, "You know, you've had your location shared with me this entire time." I'm like, "Yeah, I do know."
Chestnut checkers.
Oh my God. That's like leaving your red receipts on.
Yeah. That was worse.
It's way worse.
But like essentially, yeah.
It is way worse.
I love that.
I know. Or just like going places with like zero contact. Like, "Yo, what are you doing?" "Oh, nothing. I'm at Haley's house." Like, not true.
Good for you.
Yeah. Anyway, should we get into the advice?
Live till we die.
The advice portion of this podcast. Since we're so good at it, if you are someone that needs advice about something, you can go to our website, theaudacitypod.com. And there on the main homepage, you can write in a scenario that you might need advice for. You can also send over a confession for our All Confession podcast.
All right. Am I in the wrong for locking my mother-in-law out of the kitchen on Thanksgiving? My husband and I are both in our early 30s and had the opportunity to host Thanksgiving for the first time. I have multiple food allergies, some of which are significant enough to land me in the emergency room. Some of them include red meat, fish, mushrooms, and bell peppers. The list is significantly longer, but those are the ones that are pertinent to the story. My in-laws are aware of my allergies, and whenever I would come and visit, I always bring my own food, just to be safe. So they know I take my health very seriously. This year, I was excited to be the one making Thanksgiving dinner because I know with certainty that I'd be able to eat all of the food safely. I'm sorry, this person sucks. Okay.
What a great Thanksgiving.
Jesus Christ. Sorry. Fucking A. I'm going
Sounds like a lot.
Going to McDonald's.
Yeah, I'm going anywhere but this person's house. It's like the food hall. Okay, I'm sorry.
You're doing great.
On Thanksgiving, my mother-in-law, Ella, in quotes, likely not her name, arrived early with a bag of groceries trying to help. But my husband noticed some red meat, seafood, and some sauces. with fish and mushrooms in the bag. With the fish sauce? Like, what are you doing?
What kind of Thanksgiving is this?
Come on, Ella. My husband took action to make sure.
Sounds like she's trying to murder her. Ask me.
Right. All right. I see what you're doing. Okay. My husband took action to make sure all of the extra groceries my mother-in-law had brought were removed from the house. Ella was very confused by my husband's reaction, as she believed washing the surfaces was enough to get rid of the allergen. Because of all of this, I felt that I had no choice but to lock everyone except my husband out of the kitchen because they can't be trusted. I told Ella if she wants different food, she's free to go out and eat. Oh, but I don't feel comfortable with her being in my kitchen and cooking there due to her disregard for my health. Since Thanksgiving, both my husband and I, but mainly me, have been getting messages and calls from his entire family calling me a controlling asshole for not allowing a grown woman to cook food for herself. Am I in the wrong for this behavior?
I have so many questions. I don't know. I feel like the mom was trying to kill her. Like, this seems provoked. Who's going to bring to a Thanksgiving dinner, all right, where, like, people eat turkey.
Right.
Red
like
meat.
Sometimes people do like, well, like
red
I know
meat and bell peppers.
Sometimes,
yeah, that's what I'm confused about. What is
sometimes
the dinner?
Sometimes people do like a roast, like a prime rib or a roast. Like they'll like change it up. Red meat. That's like I think it's more common to do like a turkey and a ham.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know that someone has those food allergies and they go to the extent of like homegirl over here who brings her own food places, like why would you bring what she can't eat to her home? And second, Ella, you sneaky.
Yeah.
Ella, that's something Cynthia would do.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Cynthia is my mother, for those of you who don't know. So I feel so bad for my brother's future ex-wife, future wife. He doesn't have a girlfriend or a wife, but I feel like that would definitely be something my mother would do.
Oh my God. Your mother, yeah, she would be bringing over like all the food. She's
all the fucking things.
Like, what? It's for my special dish.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll wipe it down. Yeah. Not a big deal.
Yeah. 100%.
Literally gonna end up on the news.
It's super unnecessary. I think it's rude. It's disrespectful.
Am I up?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. One sec. I just learned my friend was murdered. Should I tell my boss? Here it is. I'm 22 and recently moved across the country for my first real job. I learned today that the body of one of my close college friends that had gone missing was discovered in a really awful way, and foul play is suspected. Honestly, I just feel so numb. I live really far away, and there's no way I could go to the funeral. I have to go back to work tomorrow after the weekend. I don't know how I'll do it. I want to tell my boss that my friend was murdered, and I'll be a little off today. But I'm not sure how to do it. Is it weird to tell anyone if I'm not taking time off? I just don't know how I'll function, and I don't want to get in trouble for being distracted. It's all I can think about right now. Please let me know what the proper corporate rules are for stuff like this.
Okay, let me jump in on this one. I used to work in HR. Sweetheart. CC, send an email to your boss. Send an email to whoever your rep is in HR. Let them know your friend died and take the time you need. It's not that serious.
The foul play.
Like, what? That's all you say. Hey, my friend got murdered. My friend
died.
My friend died.
Say died.
My friend died, and that's
big enough.
Yeah, that my friend died, and we think that they believe that there is foul play, and
I might really seem off.
Yeah, it's just really concerning, and I'm not like doing very well today, and I'll follow up at the end of the day. Thanks, bye.
That's a really diplomatic answer. I think that's great. I think that like the fact that people are even concerned about how do I go to work? Because like really she's saying, okay, I'm not going to use a personal day because she doesn't think that it's worth using one of her paid. Maybe she hasn't even accrued a personal day yet.
PTO, yeah.
So she's probably like, trying to figure out what to do and how to say, hey, I'm not going to be performing at my highest level today, but I still am coming to work because I have to, right? Like, what sort of like fucked up society do we live in that like if your friend's murdered, you're like, oh, but have I accrued enough time to like be upset today? Like,
yeah, welcome to America.
Do you want to hear something messed up? I know a girl who faked her dad's death to get time off of work. To like,
no.
I think a parent's way too close to home.
It was her dad's death. She faked it.
What did she do with her time off?
I never got that far. I wasn't that close with her, but this girl's a Looney Tune. And I remember hearing this story, and she's already like, there's a lot going on there. But when I heard that one.
People lie about wild things.
That's some insane level karma.
I could never imagine being like next of kin, or my brother or my mom or dad died to get out of something.
That's dark. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get into this last advice question for the day. How much should I be tipping for injectables? The woman I see for Botox and fillers has a tipping prompt on screen at payment and has mentioned it to me verbally while I'm checking out, and it's on the screen. The first time I did not tip because I didn't know you tip for that and was caught off guard. The second time I tipped 20% because I read various articles online stating tipping is customary for those services. I'm going back soon for Juvederm and Botox, and just want to get advice here because tipping 20% of that is going to be a good chunk of change. The location is not a med spa or medical office, if that makes a difference. It's an RN who rents out an office in a multi-purpose commercial building.
This is a great one because I always struggle with this.
So I've just, I guess I don't really know about injectables, but what I've always been told with services is if the person owns the business, then you don't have to tip. But if they don't, then you are supposed to.
Let's think of this. Like, you go and you get $600 worth of Botox in your forehead. It takes 15 minutes, less than that probably. And then you're going to tip 20% of $600. That seems unreasonable.
Yeah, I know. Which is why I struggle with it. I feel like, what am I going to do? I'm not going to tip 5% and then be like, oh, I thought it was a shitty job. But then I'm also like, yeah.
Well, if it's something like for Botox, you don't even know if it's a shitty job until weeks later, right? So how are you even supposed to know?
I still always tip. I never feels good, to your point. Walking away, spending $300, $400, $600, whatever you're spending, and then being like, oh, here's another $100.
When you go get your hair done, that's something that takes 4 or 5 hours. I can see tipping 20% on that. That's someone's whole day, right?
Right, and especially if the head massage was good,
exactly. It's not.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I've always thought this, when I make it, when I'm gonna have someone come to my house before I go to bed and just massage my hair, wash your hair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not even wash it, just give me a head massage that.
No, absolutely.
If it's good, I will absolutely tip 20+%. If you spend time, yeah, all day.
But okay, so there's some treatments where you could go in and spend $3,000, right, on your face in an hour.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah,
an extra 20% on that, they're high.
Yeah, I think once you start talking about at that point we're talking about what do they call a filler nose job, that's a lot. So I get that, but I think the real question is $300 to $700, which is what most women are spending on injectables. Do you really tip 20% every single time?
Well, I was just thinking about it. The place that I used to go in San Diego, not the last place I went to, but I actually don't think either of the last places there was a prompt to tip.
Yeah. I have a feeling that the places that have the prompt to tip are not, it's a place where it's not actual doctors. In my mind, it seems low quality. Even this girl, she's it's an RN that rents a one-off little room in a commercial building. I'm sorry, but, and that's the lady who's asking for a tip, who's prompting you to tip. That seems just so low class to me.
Is that more of an esthetician that we're or what exactly? Because I know.
Yeah, because plastic surgeons who have, they're not, plastic surgeon offices aren't doing that. To your point, it definitely is I'll be fully honest. The girl that I go to now has her own place, but she's she used to be in a emergency room practitioner.
Yeah.
And she's just like, she had kids. Now her kids are like in high school, but she's like, I have to get out of these like crazy hours.
Yeah.
And she fucking kills it. She has all the certification. Her pricing is reasonable. She does a really good, like natural, but yeah, like she prompts for tip. And I'm always like, I like you. So here.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It is. No, it's to your point. Like it's no plastic surgeon's office is going to be like, now tip us. Personally, I don't know any doctors that are doing injections for less than like, $18, $20 a unit. Whereas if you go to the girl that I go to where she's $12 a unit, that's so much more reasonable. So maybe
But then after tip, you're paying the same thing that you would pay a doctor.
Well, not really. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I just don't know any doctors that are doing the injectables themselves.
Yeah. I mean, mine's a doctor.
Mine was a physician's assistant.
Yeah, which is not a doctor.
But okay, so that place that we went whenever I first moved to LA.
Yeah.
What were those girls?
I think that those were all nurse injectors. But that means that there's ultimately like a doctor who's like oversees the whole practice, right? Who like oversees like the operations of it.
But we had to do like the FaceTime, like you had to like FaceTime with the doctor, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So you had to like talk to a doctor, but like then they could have the nurses do it. I feel like places like Laser Away and like those like lip injection factories, those are places that are asking for tips. The jury's still out. Do we tip or do we not tip?
Tijuana it is.
Yeah. Oh, please. Like, what do you feel about other industries though that are starting to prompt for tipping?
Like which ones?
Well, like grocery stores. Have you heard about this? Yes.
Come on.
Yes. Have you heard about this?
I have not seen that.
Oh my goodness. So this was like a whole thing on TikTok where it's like prompting tipping the baggers. And I'm just like, I already feel bad to not tip at Starbucks. Like what am I supposed to say to the college kid that's like.
Okay, but you're also getting paid to be there and do that. So why?
Yeah, I think a lot of this falls back onto the owner and the establishment, the employer, but people don't want to pay. Like, we know that. Hello.
But like, if I'm like, no, you don't need to bag it, and they just sit there and don't do anything, so then they're just getting paid to not work, I guess. Like, you know what I'm saying? What are you supposed to be doing? You're just standing there waiting for me to ask, like, I should be paying you extra. Like, I do feel like that's a little, I don't know. Like, I'm not, like, I work in retail. You think I'm asking extra to, like, open a fitting room? Or, like, you know? Like,
that's a good point, though, because at what point...
It's a service.
Like,
at the end
where
of the day,
do we draw the line of saying this is someone that you tip?
I think like a large part of this falls on the establishment and the employer to like take care of your employees.
Maybe we all need to get a job where we can get tipped.
Well, who knows what that is these days?
Yeah. Well,
apparently a lot of things.
Turns out it could be anything. Turns out it could be literally any job.
Like
any job. Okay, should we do our top 8 of the week?
Let's do it. That was a lot of tipping talk. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, I support fair wages for everyone. I just think that we need to figure out how to do it
better.
Yeah, I feel like there's no like actual regulation right now.
But also just like price gouging on Botox feels like whatever. I'm going to keep that one to myself. Okay, on my top 8, starting the top 8 this week, solo dates. Just going by yourself. Like on Sunday, I took myself to lunch.
That's
went
so good.
Went to the movies by myself. Okay, spent like a whole
What'd you see?
Saltburn.
Oh, what did you think?
Really good.
Good. I've heard good things.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard, the brand Ouai?
Yeah. Like the hair brand?
Yeah. They did a collaboration with Dedcool, which is a non-toxic fragrance line. Mm-hmm. And they make this detergent that's called Melrose Place, which I don't really use on clothes or anything like that, but I love it for my like sheets in my like bedding. This detergent is so nice.
Heather, what do you got?
So it is this primer and this like pore minimizer by Hourglass. It's called Veil. And I feel like I don't like cakey. I don't prefer matte, like a matte look. I like kind of like a dewy look still. I know I'm still on this like dewy girl.
No, me too though.
I can't shake it.
I agree. Yeah.
And so I just feel like it's a really good prep and primer. And it still gives you that coverage.
My next one, I just got this book. I haven't really started reading it, but I've skimmed through it. It's called The Inner Work by Matt and Ash. I don't know if this is like a cult book or what's going on, but I think I'm going to get healed. So I will report back, but this is in my top 8 this week. Like, I'm super excited to read it. Okay, Haley, what do you got?
I just got a new perfume by Joe Malone called Poppy and Barley, which I love. It's very not like an aggressive scent. Like nothing irks me more than a fragrance that just slaps you in the face. And it's like subtle, warm. There's like a bunch of different undertones. Nice.
Okay, my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to say like once every 2 or 3 months, I'll have something that I care about and I'll do eyelash extensions.
Ooh.
Otherwise, I don't. And so I'm always looking for like non-cakey, but like still really good curl-worthy mascara. And I just found, it's called the GRAPHIQUE mascara by Eisenberg.
Okay. Should check it out?
Yes, you need to check it out. Like I don't even need eyelash extensions, and I feel like it gives me the same effect. And I can't curl my hair to save my life or my eyelashes. Like eyelash curlers just don't really work for me. And I'm like, I have lashes without having lashes.
Do you guys ever use TaskRabbit?
Yeah.
I swear, I get the funniest people on TaskRabbit. It's like, no matter what happens, like I have a funny story every single time someone from TaskRabbit comes. Like the last guy was this like Italian dude, and he was like, he comes in and they all ask me questions as if I know what they're talking about, whether it's like with a tool or like where like the like electric breaker is. I obviously don't know the answer to any of these questions. He's like, how do we turn the electric off in your apartment? And I was like, aren't you the professional? Like, so like me and this like Italian
you're like who sir?
Me and this Italian guy who's like broken English walking around my apartment. I'm like, well, it's got to be in here somewhere. I couldn't find it. It was outside. We eventually found it, figured it out. But like, I swear every single time I have like the just like, I love living alone.
Well,
so we got 7.
We could just do a top 7. Remember like on MySpace? Listen.
Like, if someone slighted you, you could delete them, actually.
Yeah, see, this week we're just like top 7.
Okay, for my most audacious of the week. Okay, well, you guys haven't seen Saltburn, but I'm sure you've heard of the infamous bathtub scene at this point. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you guys want the spoiler version? Listener, do you guys want to be spoiled? Okay. So the like one of the main characters, Jacob Elordi, that guy.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about? Him. Yes.
Yep. Okay. So he's like sitting in this bathtub, jerking off. Okay, and this guy that is in love with him is watching like through a crack in the door. Then he like finishes in the water, we're all assuming. And so he like gets out of the tub and like the guy walks in and is like, oh yeah, good night, mate, like whatever. And the kind of stalker guy gets into the bathtub and like drinks the last little bit of bathwater as it's going down the drain. He's like puts his face into the bathwater and is like drinking it. That takes a lot of audacity. Go in and drink someone's dirty bathwater with jizz in it.
Wow. I've never even heard of this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I live under a rock, though.
Wait a minute. That's like...
But you also live in Los Angeles. That's wild. Yeah.
You know what's crazy?
What?
Like,
What is crazy, Heather?
Where's she going with this?
Yeah. I'm just like,
She's like,
this reminds me of something.
exactly. She's like, you know what?
no, I was gonna.
This is wild.
No, but I am gonna say, stop it. But I am gonna say that, like, I don't necessarily want that energy, but like, yeah, like, come with that energy, you know, like to bring it full circle to our previous.
The dating.
Full court press. Like, I want you to drink my dirty bathwater, or it ain't love. It ain't it.
Listen, like, if you're not willing to drink the Saltburn bathwater,
Wow. Mm-hmm.
no, not.
I mean,
fully.
I would.
And then tip them after 20%.
Yeah.
Service.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was hot.
But I mean,
I was like, damn, that takes a lot.
It does take a lot. And the guy doesn't know.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
He doesn't know.
So he's just kind of like perving out on his own.
Yeah.
It's
I need
fine.
to look this movie up.
No harm, no
You should
foul.
probably watch it. There's actually a lot of wow moments, but that's like the famous wow one,
Yeah. I mean, that requires a lot of audacity.
doesn't it? Sorry if I
wonder-
just spoiled the movie for some people, but
Is that the climax, or is that just like something that happens?
no, that's just something that happens.
Okay.
No, the ending
real-
of the
it's not a real
film is
spoiler.
actually more aggressive than that. There are
Wow.
some sexual scenes that are more aggressive than that.
I love that you went to go see that alone.
I go to movies alone all the time.
I love that.
I know. I love that too.
What else? What do you guys got? What's your most audacious of the week?
Go, Haley.
Well, mine's not very deep, but it's definitely last night. The sole karaoke singer of the non-karaoke bar that
We don't know. We don't know her or anything.
jumps on stage, sings a song nobody knows, and gets back down and goes, "It was in my tone." You saw our faces during this performance. I was like, what? Is this okay?
Oh, friend, we love her.
Oh,
She's
I
our
love that.
bestie.
No, she knows we love her.
like
She
a
knows how to
true-
command a stage.
like a true thief. She's
If
literally like
if you have me on Insta, you have seen the performance.
Yes,
true
I love it.
theater agent. You know,
Yeah.
she is.
What's yours, Heather?
Liv plays soccer, and she's on a new team. And so 2 weeks ago, randomly, I'm leaving my aunt's house, and I'm getting on the freeway, like turning left. It's a like double left-hand turn, and the lanes eventually merge for the on-ramp. And this big truck, I remember like distinctive blue stripes and like just like the paint job, everything I remember. We're going, and he speeds up and he's not letting me in. And it ends up being one lane, and he like swerves the wheel. So I'm actually in the shoulder, like, but on the on-ramp, like super scary, super aggressive, like total road rage. Looks at me. My son's in the front seat. He's tall enough. And the guy flips me off, like as if, and we're talking like 11 o'clock in the morning, like so aggressive, not at night, like was just wild, like shocking, to the point where I almost wanted to be a full Karen and like call the cops. Because at this point I'm behind him and I'm like feeling all violated because I'm like driving with my kids and it's daytime. And like, it was just so unacceptable, so aggressive. I'm driving, I'm following behind him for probably a good 4 or 5 miles, and he's going like towards my house. Eventually gets off the freeway. I carry on. I'm rattled. My son's talking about it. My mom's like, "Mom, why did that guy do that?" Like my kids like fully understand that like when someone flips you off, it's not a good thing. They could just tell.
Yeah.
Fast forward this past week, or like I guess it was last week. I am driving into Liv soccer practice, new team, and I'm trying to figure out which field it is because there's like massive recreation park or like this recreation center. And all of a sudden I look in my rearview mirror and I notice like a really familiar paint job. and this Chuck. And I'm like, huh, like, no way. Can't possibly be. Like, there's just no way. So I'm like driving and I kind of pull over to the side because I'm like in the parking lot. And I like pull over to the side because I'm still not totally sure which field we're going to. And I let him pass by and my son's with me without saying anything to my son. He goes, Mom, that looks like the guy who almost drove us off the road when we were leaving, Sherry's house. And I look and windows are tinted, same stripe, like silver truck, blue paint job, like blue stripes, all the things, right? I go and park and this guy ends up parking right next to me. And at this point, I'm just like, what are the odds? Like, I know it's him. He literally flipped me off and his front windows weren't as tinted as his back windows. His son is on my daughter's soccer team.
Oh my God.
We were not close to home. Like, it wasn't like we were like at this park leaving. Like, we were not that close to home. My aunt lives a good 20 minutes away from me. And long story short, we like sit at this little soccer practice and I'm like staring, like I'm looking at him like, this motherfucker, like, I hope you recognize me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting there just like looking at him, and I know he is kind of sweating because he's like, okay, where do I know this psycho bitch from? Like, why is she looking at me this way? Like, I could just tell. And I don't say anything, but I was like, I feel like have we met before?
Oh my God.
at the end. And he's like, yeah, no, like, I don't know. This is my son's, this is only his second season. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I lied. I'm like, yes. Because my daughter had like scored like 3 goals on him in the practice. I was like, oh, this is my daughter's first season. I'm like, you look so familiar. Your truck looks so familiar to me. Making it so uncomfortable. I don't actually say anything, but I'm just like, the fucking audacity, dude. Like, it's 11 o'clock in the morning and you're going to drive some woman off in her little, off the road with kids in the car.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Road rage ain't it, no matter what you have
Something
going
about
on.
guys in trucks with stripes.
Were you in the same car?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think
he probably knew.
Totally. Absolutely.
Oh
absolutely.
God.
I think it totally clicked because it wasn't just like, oh, I cut someone off. Sorry. Like, it was a legitimate, like, eye to eye, like, how are you not going to let me in? And then I followed behind him also aggressively. Because I was like, literally I almost had a full Karen moment of like, I'm going to call 311 and report you. I should have. Anyways.
Wow. And you would have had the audacity.
I know. I don't have that kind of time. But yeah, the audacity.
Damn.
Well, then, on that note, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This has been another fun week. Heather, can I ask, is that a real Christmas tree behind you?
Not like, no,
it's fake.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been thinking about getting my first ever fake Christmas tree, but I don't know how I feel about it morally.
Morally? What do you mean? You don't want to cut down a real one?
No, I mean, like, I just love real trees.
Me too.
Like,
so what I do,
there's something weird about it.
Yeah, I offset. I have so many stories. I could go on. One year we got a Christmas tree. It was real. We keep our heater on. We have a big sliding glass door. We try to drag the tree out, and all of the, what are these called?
Needles.
Yes, thank you. All of the needles got stuck in the track for our pocket doors.
Oh.
And we jammed the pocket door and it was freezing and we had to call like an emergency
door person.
There was not one. It was the fucking builder. We had to call the builder. We were like, listen, Roger. we just paid a pretty penny. So they it was a nightmare. So after that, we don't do real trees, but I do real garland.
Well, okay, I understand why you would maybe not want to do a real tree, but I don't know. I'm like on the fence. Maybe I'll get a fake one this week. Maybe I'll get a real one.
I just don't have anywhere to store mine, so I just want to get rid of it after.
Yeah.
No, I think
real trees are so beautiful and they smell so good. That's the only reason why I like cosplay with the garland, just for the smell for a few days, you know.
I love it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that.
Do it.
Mine has like one little strand of lights. The rest is.
You know what I want to do?
What?
And I just haven't, and it's like kind of becoming a trend, or I'm over it. I want a tinsel tree.
Oh.
I want one so bad.
I want a tinsel.
Okay, I saw a different kind of tree today. Maybe it's on my computer, so I don't have it with me. But it's like they use some type of like wool instead of tinsel. Yeah, it's on my computer. I'll send it to you guys. Okay. It looks sick though. I kind of want to try that because I can't have tinsel because of these freaking idiot cats.
Oh yeah,
so they eat it. Like that's. I definitely don't need like a $4,000 vet bill.
Yeah.
So
no, gracias. So it's like it looks kind of like tinsel, but it's made of wool. I'll send it to you guys. I might attempt it this weekend.
But that's not bad for the cats either.
Well, at least that's like natural.
I mean,
that's like a natural fiber. Like if they chew it, it will break apart in their mouth, you know?
Well, we'll see what.
Well, I have wool blankets everywhere that they lick and whatever.
Are you going to put lights on it? Because what happens when they eat the wires?
That's already happened. My cat, when she was an infant, she ate through the wires and she got electrocuted. And it scared her so badly that like she like shot, like she like projectile shot. And it went all over the presents. You guys. I had to rewrap everything. Because there was like cat shit, like but a spray, like it was a mist. It wasn't like actual like.
I was envisioning this. It's like one bite.
Yeah, it's just like a spray of shit. And she made the most god awful noise I've ever heard. Like she was like
which
shocked.
one?
Cheech, of course.
literally shocked. She was literally shocked.
That's why her personality is so wild because she got shocked as a baby. That's why she's so weird.
It makes so much sense,
doesn't it?
Oh my god.
All right. Well, on that note, good night, everyone. Goodbye.
Have a great day.
I don't know. What's our sign off?
I don't know.
Be audacious.
Stay sexy.
Stay audacious.
Animals.
Be audacious. I don't know. Something.
All right. I'm going to stop recording now. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.